Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to another MAMG Let's Play of Sweet Fuse. When we left off, we had just finished the third area, I think the hospital area, and we've learned a lot of stuff. We may have failed, but from what I could tell, it looks like we made the right decision. And you guys seem to be on board with the fact that I made the right choice. So we're moving forward with this here. We're about to go into the space world, and there's cow people. I don't know. Let's see what this new area has in store for us.
左右のデコボコはクレーターか。つくづくよくできてるもんだ。
うわ、待って、なんかいるよ。
Like what? Cow person?
俺たち以外にか。それはないだろう。
でもほら、あそこに宇宙服を着た。
I think that's just part of the set, you know, to help give it some atmosphere.
若さ。宇宙人ならまだしも宇宙飛行士にまでビビるな。
Thank you. Hogston's voice filled the air. Love power. Okay. And that was it. But no sooner had he finished than a single piglet shuffled out. Huh? What was he trying to say? The piglet flapped his arms and held up two fingers and drew a circle around them with his other hand.
多分小型艇は2人乗りだってことを言ってるんだと思う。元のゲームはそういう仕様だから。
Hi, Pygmayoshi.
先に組み合わせを考えろということか。だが5人しかいないとなると、まずは1人で登場するものを決めるべきだ。
Yeah, we only have 5 people.
消去法で考えれば指導か目押しだろうな。
No!
俺でも構わんが腕に自信はない。
え、ちょっと待って、僕は？
何言ってんだ。ただのオブジェにビビってたやつを一人にして平気とは思えんだろう。
Oh, sick burn.
俺もその意見に賛成だ。子供に単独行動させるのは避けたい。
Does he mean me too? I guess an 18-year-old would still be a kid to him, huh? I'm not feeling so good today though, so I think I feel better with a partner anyway. Yes, Mayoshi. Huh? Did I imagine that, or did Mayoshi just glance over at me?
ああ、もうみんなして失礼だな。じゃあいいよ。僕は彼女と組むからさ。
No,
一人
no.
じゃないならいいんでしょ？
No, I want Mayoshi. I want Mayoshi. Look, okay, so here's the thing. I'm wondering if, like, since I spent more time with him, if he's making more advances toward the character. Maybe if I spent my time differently, he wouldn't, or is this part of the story? I don't know, but it's really fun. Before I knew what was happening, he grabbed my arm and pulled me over.
ね、いいでしょ？僕と一緒になら。
No. He lowered his voice to a whisper as he pulled me in. I felt my heart skip a beat. How many girls would have killed to get this close to a pop star?
ね、ダメかな。
Don't try to work your pop charm on me. Oh! Before I could respond, Mayoshi stepped in.
彼女は僕と乗る約束をしてる。
They're fighting over me. They're fighting over me. This is amazing.
え、目押しさんと？そうなの？
Yes. Yep, I did. I'm sorry. I hadn't made any promise, of course, but I figured Mayoshi had a reason for saying that. What it was, I didn't know, but I decided to play along. Sorry, Wakasa. I already promised Mayoshi I'd go with him. Yeah!
そういうことだから。
し、残念。ま、そういうことなら、ここは目押しさんに譲るよ。
Thank you. He actually didn't say your loss either.
なんだ。結局お嬢ちゃんは目押しと組むのか？
Because what Wakasa said was, oh, that's too bad if you guys have already chosen, but I guess enjoy your time together. So he's not as snarky as they're trying to make him out to be, but I love the fact that Moshi's like standing up now and like actually fighting for me. Alright, cool.
らしいよ。約束してたんだってさ。
しかし妥当な組み合わせではあるな。 ネオシコータは手慣れているはずだ。
Thank you, Shido.
彼女を任せるにはうってつけだろう。
じゃあ自動的に俺は若さとってことになる
ああ、俺も射撃の腕には多少覚えがある。一人でも問題はない。
Yeah, but you're in a spaceship.
はあ、結局こうなるのか。女の子と一緒が良かったのに。
Yeah, you just want to be with me because I'm the only girl in the group. That's all it is.
な。贅沢言ってないでおっさんで我慢しろ。力の配分的にもこれが一番いい。
はいはい、分かってますってば。け
See,
ど
I took
僕
this
も
from
あ
a
まり自
logic
信ないよ。
standpoint. It made the most sense.
まあ調べさんよりはうまいと思うけどさ。
そりゃ頼もしい。頼りにしてるぞ、少年時代。
少年時代ジュニア、いい加減に覚えてよ。
Actually, hang on. I just realized his boy group is called in Japanese. Sorry, I should clarify that. It's called Shonen Jidai, which means like the generation of boys. Do you see where I'm going with this? He's in a pop group called Boys Generation, when there's a K-pop group called Girls Generation. I wonder if that's the reason why they did it. Was K-pop big when this game came out? I don't know. I listen to a lot of K-pop, so I'm just saying I didn't realize that though. But yeah, in Japanese, the girl group is called Shoujo Jidai, and this is called Shonen Jidai. So it makes sense. He's part of Boys Generation. There you have it. I turned down a guy from Boys Generation so I could be with Meoshi, and I would not hesitate to do it again.
ごめん、約束してるなんて嘘ついて迷惑だった。
No, come on, really, dude? He said, I'm sorry I lied about that. Was it troublesome? It's fine. Oh, yeah, of course. I was just a little surprised. That's all. But why go to all that effort?
さっき座り込んでただろ。だから調子が良くないのかと。
Oh, he cares about us.
具合が悪い時に乗り物のアトラクションは負担が大きい。だから少しでも君が楽になる組み合わせをと思って誘った。僕なら元のゲームをやったことがあるし、シューティングも得意な方だか
I'm
ら。
gonna leave it to you, my buddy. My friend. Oh, that must be why he was looking at me earlier. It made me happy to know that he was worried about me.
実際にやらないとわからない部分はあるけど、調子が悪いならこのアトラクションは僕に任せてほしいんだ。
I wasn't sure what from, but there seemed to be a bit of uncertainty in his voice. In any event, Meoshi was the only person who'd noticed I was feeling off, and he was pretty good with video games. With his help, I might be able to make it through alright, even if I wasn't firing on all cylinders. Yeah, I'm not feeling so great. If you'd be willing to help me, that'd be awesome. And thanks for noticing.
精一杯頑張るよ。
His expression seemed to relax just a little bit.
早く乗れと言っているのか。
みたいだな。とりあえずこの小型
We don't have a lot of time, so yeah, we probably need to hurry. The same weird feelings of dizziness and disorientation from the plaza washed over me again, and I teetered on the edge of balance. I managed to grab the door of the ship and hold myself upright, but I think my head hurts. What's going on?
大丈夫？手貸した方がいい？
Oh, thanks.
途中で辛くなったらすぐに言って。なるべく早く終わらせられるよう僕も力を尽くすから。
Aw, he's so sweet. Will do. Thanks. Alright, so how's this ride gonna work? The colony felt chilly as we rode our ship into it, but no sooner were we through the gate than each ship settled into a different track. Apparently, we wouldn't all be going to the exit along the same path.
コロニー損傷度 56%。搭乗員は脱出ゲートを目指し速やかに避難してください。
脱出ゲートっていうゴールにたどり着けばクリアか。
Yeah, I think so.
安全ベルトは大丈夫？揺れると思うからしっかり締めておいて。
Right. The ship moved along a set rail, but we could only rotate it to face. But we could rotate it to face any direction we wanted. Meoshi took the stick in his left hand and the gun in his right. He seemed totally at home, presumably because he played games with similar controls before. That can't be comfortable though. This ship was designed for 2 people to pilot. I can help out if you want. I'm not in pain or anything, so I could probably steer. He just shook his head.
僕がやる。休んでて。
His response was short, but it wasn't mean. I'd been around Meoshi enough that I was starting to understand him better. He wasn't as antisocial as he might look at first glance. He was nice and he cared about other people, but he was so quiet and awkward that it didn't always come across. I felt like I could trust him. If he's going to insist, I guess I might as well rest. I was starting to think that I was still exhausted despite sleeping so long just because every day was so stressful. Nobody else seemed to be having a problem with it though, which made me feel kind of lame. I'd volunteered and then turned out to be way less reliable than they were. I needed to pull myself together. I wanted to help, but if I couldn't do that, then at least I didn't want to be a problem.
来た。
Huh? We hadn't been moving long when he spoke up.
エイリアン。敵だ。
The moment the words were out of his mouth, a single alien appeared in front of us. I knew it was just part of the attraction, but it looked real. I swallowed. What do we do?
敵。ゲームと同じなら弱点は分かってる。
He aimed at the alien with practiced ease and pulled the trigger. The bullet slammed into the jewel on the creature's forehead. Whoa!
これでいいはずだ。弱点があそこで合ってるなら赤く光る。
It's changing! Sure enough, the jewel turned red and the alien fell down to the floor, accompanied by the sound of an explosion.
よし。攻略法は一緒みたいだ。
Awesome! You got him!
でも先は長い。まだまだ油断はできないよ。
おい聞こえるか
Oh, hi, Shido. What's up? Wait, is that Shido?
そこにあるスピーカーからだ。通信ができるみたいだね。
お前たち敵の宇宙人はもう見たか
エイリアンならたった今倒したよ。そっちにも現れてるの？
今も応戦中だしかも撃っても撃ってもキリがないどうすれば倒せるんだ
We shot one, he's being ambushed by a bunch of them.
額の宝石を狙って。そこが唯一の弱点だ。あ、
よし仕留めたなるほどなあれが弱点だったのかこっちも激辛うわ助かったぜ
You're welcome.
ごめん。先に言っておくべきだった。それともう一つ。最後にはきっとボスがいると思うから注意して。
もう手一杯なのにボスまでいるの？勘弁してよ。さっき敵からも撃たれてさ、ひどい目にあったよ。
Wait, so the aliens actually attack? Meoshi killed them so fast they didn't get to. But now that everybody knows how to fight them, we should be out of here in no time. Uh-oh. Is that him shooting? Okay, that's him shooting. Whoa, he's fighting off the aliens while he's still talking. We might be able to get through this game without any trouble at all. Of course, we have Meoshi on our side. We kept going straight for a while, and then a fork appeared. Which way should we go?
画面にマップ表示がある。確認しよ
Well, I think we can get to the exit faster if we go to the right.
う。ただ距離が近い代わりに敵が多いか強いかするルートなんだと思う。ゲームにはよくあるパターンだ。
True. So which way should we go?
右に行こう。少しでも早くゴールしたい。
Look at him, Mr. Confident. I suspected he was doing that because of me. Are you sure?
問題ないさ。どんなに敵が出てきても全部倒せばいい。
Sorry, I can't help.
そんなことない。現に僕は君に励まされてるよ。
I am? I didn't remember giving him anything. I was about to ask what he meant when suddenly Meoshi pushed his stick hard to the side. Gah! Outside, 3 aliens had suddenly appeared. To the left, the right, and rear. 3 at once?
平気だ。落ち着いて1体ずつ倒せばいい。
He squeezed off a shot, hitting the right alien in the jewel. Behind us! There were 2 aliens behind us now. Miyoshi kept the stick hard to the right, and we kept turning until we were facing backwards along the track. As soon as they were in our sights, a shot from another alien slammed into the side of our ship. I grabbed onto the seat as we shook. My head was feeling wobbly enough as it was. I didn't need a ship shaking too.
2体目次で最後
What happened? He stopped short as he noticed me beginning to fall out of my scene.
しまった
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
シールド損傷を確認。ゲーム
Oh no!
くそ
Game over? I'd only barely heard the announcement. No, this is my fault. Aw, come on!
大丈夫
Dang it, now he's gonna feel all guilty. I feel guilty. I could hear Miyoshi, but his voice sounded far away somehow.
すごい熱だ
I felt his hand against my forehead, but it was ice cold. I'm sorry. This is my fault.
違う君のせいなんかじゃない僕の腕が悪かったせいだ
Don't even talk like that, buddy. That's not true.
おい三好組どうした？
ゲームオーバーになった
There was a second of silence on the other end of the radio.
三好さんが失敗するなんて何かあったの？
僕がミスをしただけだごめん
He's covering for
力に
me.
なれなくて
気に病むな。あとは俺たちに任せろ。必ずクリアする。お前たちはその場で待機していてくれ。
それはできない
だってできないってそれはどういうこと
Yeah,
だ？
why not? What?
悪いけど僕たちは先に外へ出るよ
He's gonna take me to the hospital.
何？おい、勝手な判断は。
Miyoshi turned the radio off before Shido could finish. Why are we leaving?
ここは冷えるし環境も良くないそれに今はまだ1時だみんながここをクリアするまで最長で6時間もあるそんな長時間熱のある君をここに置いておくことはできない
Ah, he's so caring.
外に出る
He hopped out of the ship and onto the rail that would carry us there. I swallowed.
大丈夫腕の筋肉なら少しはあるゲームのやりすぎでついたものだけどね
What games give you upper body strength? I play video games and I have no upper body strength. What are you playing? What a weird excuse. I felt myself rise into the air, and when I opened my eyes, Mayoshi's face was much closer than before. With the start, I realized he was carrying me. I'm fine. I could barely speak, and I knew I sounded like death, but that didn't stop me. It didn't stop Miyoshi either, though, and he kept walking down the rail as if he couldn't hear me. Even in my nearly delirious state, I could tell his arms were steady. Hogstein's voice echoed down from the ceiling.
このアトラクションから出る関係ない望むところさ
Wow. Hogstein was gonna do something horrible to Miyoshi and call it punishment. I knew it. I couldn't let that happen. Please, go back. But no matter how I struggled, I couldn't manage to form the words. Before he hung up, I thought I heard Hogstein say something. Say that things were about to get interesting. Oh, things are definitely getting interesting. I don't know what's gonna happen.
もうすぐ出口だ眩しいから目を閉じておいた方がいいよ
Miyoshi.
大丈夫もう少しの辛抱だから
Wow. The light shining in through the exit grew brighter, and I shut my eyes against it. You okay, buddy? As soon as we were out of the attraction, I felt Miyoshi lay me down on the bench. Once he was sure I was safe, he sunk into the ground, breathing hard. I wanted to do something, but I could barely keep my head up.
くそどうして僕は
Are you okay?
平気少し休めばまた歩ける
Oh, he has to take a break. I'm sorry.
気にしないで僕の方こそこんなで
It's okay, you're like a ninja. I trust you.
よし行こ
That was a quick break. It sounded like his words were more for him than for me, but they seemed to work because he picked me back up and set off, his face determined. When I opened my eyes again, I wasn't outside. It took me a moment to recognize the ceiling of the restaurant. I was lying on something flat and hard, probably one of the tables. How did I get here? As I sat up, something fell off of my forehead. Huh? A wet towel. I stared at it for a moment before things finally started to come together. It looked like I'd fallen asleep at some point. Miyoshi had carried me back to the restaurant and done his best to help me feel better. Next to me on the table were several slightly drier towels. He must have been getting new ones while I slept. It's a little past 6. I've been asleep for 5 hours. Suddenly, I wondered what had happened with the game. Had they managed to beat it? If they hadn't, I felt my chest tighten. There had only been 5 of us to begin with, and after Miyoshi and I left, there would have only been down to 3.
う起きてたんだ
I looked up to see a glass of apple juice in front of me, held up by Miyoshi himself.
水分を取った方がいいよ随分と汗かいてたみたいだから
Thanks. I took the cool glass from his hand and drank the whole thing in one swig.
ホテルはまだ着岸する時間じゃないからとりあえずここに運んだんだゲームが終わればみんなも集まってくるだろうし
He made it sound like it was already a fact that they'd be coming back, and it made me feel a little more hopeful.
それはそうと君よく眠ってたやっぱり疲れてるんじゃない
Was I drooling? Is that what you mean by I've been sleeping really hard? Oh, sorry. I must have been pretty heavy.
君が重いんじゃない僕に力がないだけだ
It's such a sweet excuse.
それに寝てくれていた方が助かった情けないけどここまで来るのにかなり時間がかかったから体痛くないタオルは敷いたんだけど数がなくて
I'm okay. My fever has actually gone down, thanks to you. I feel quite a bit better. Thank you so much. We're not gonna say I'm sorry. I'm sorry can make it worse. So we're gonna say thank you. We're gonna thank him for his actions. Thank you so much.
いいよ気にしないで仲間なんだから迷惑くらいかけても構わない
Okay, good. We made the right choice, I think. He blushed and coughed.
他のみんなに比べれば僕が頼りない存在なのは自分でも分かってる
I don't know. You're definitely above Wakasa. Just saying.
だけど辛い時くらいはできればでいい
Oh, my heart.
僕のこと
He's just gonna stab me right in my heart. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself, but thanks. He smiled crookedly and looked away. With all he knows about video games and what happened in the last game, I feel like I've already been counting on him a lot. Has he not noticed?
じきにみんなも戻ってくる君はもう少し横になっていた方がいいよ
Okay, back to sleep I go then. Oh! It was a little past 7 when I saw several familiar figures appear outside the restaurant.
いたいた
You guys!
おかえりゲームは
なんとかクリア正直ちょっと危なかったけどね
Wakasa grinned and I let out a small sigh of relief. Thank goodness.
それにしてもお前さんらがゲームを放棄したとワルド部に聞いた時は驚いたが
Sorry.
なる
It's my fault.
お嬢ちゃんを見て大体の察しはついた
勝手な行動をして悪かったと思ってる
No, it's my fault. He was just worried about me.
まあ待て待てどっちが悪いなんてことはないんだから謝らなくていい
うんそんな状況じゃしょうがないよ 結局クリアできたんだし。
その通りだ。お前は正しい行動をした。
Oh wow, Shido!
我々
Look at you guys, all being so amazing and charming.
ありがとう。
I was glad these were the people I had at my side for the games, and Miyoshi seemed to feel the same way.
でもさ、ちょっとまずいことになるかもしれないんだよね。
Why, what happened? Huh? Wakasa frowned.
ワルドブーがな、ゲームをクリアした後にちょいと不吉なことを言ってたんだ。
What did he say?
これは連帯責任だ。楽しみにしてろ。そう言っていた。
Okay. Keep our... Is he planning something?
わからない。だが何かを仕掛けてくる可能性は大いにある。警戒するに越したことはないだろう。
まあ、ここで気にしてても仕方ない。何か起きた時にまた考えればいいさ。
Okay, fair enough.
あいつが予告するとも思えないしな。とにかく今は食事をとって体を休めよう。
Oh, sorry, I cut him off.
はあ、僕もうお腹ペコペコ。悪いけど先に何か取ってくるよ。
I think Shido was just saying that we need to eat and rest until the hotel comes because it's not here yet.
そうだ。ホテルにいるマイとみたらしの分も持って帰ってやらんとな。
Yeah, they're probably starving. Oh, I can do that. You should eat.
おい、体は大丈夫なのか？
Yeah, I got lots of rest.
それじゃあ任せたぜ、お嬢ちゃん。
I moved to get off the table, but Miyoshi stopped me.
待って。君はまだ寝ていた方がいい。
What? No, I can't just lie around up here while everyone else is eating.
じゃあ、せめて椅子に座ってて。テイクアウトは僕がやる。
Well, if you're sure, thanks. He gave me an unexpected smile and turned to follow Shirabe and the others over to the counter. I feel kind of bad letting him do everything, but he doesn't seem to mind.
あのさ、
Oh, hey, what's up?
みたらしさんとあの子、何が好きか知ってる？
He said he asked the others, but they hadn't known either. I guess I'll have to go after all, huh?
ごめん。
Aw, that's adorable. Just then, as I stood up. What? Whoa! A blurring electronic wail filled the air.
なんだ？
A siren?
鳴ってるのはここじゃない。外だ。
I think it's punishment time, but not Danganronpa style. Hopefully. Where are we going? We rushed out of the restaurant to find the siren was coming from the speakers scattered everywhere. The silence that usually enveloped the park had been completely eradicated by the incredible racket.
一体何が起こっている？
これもワルドブーの仕業なのかな。
ようこそ視界島へ。
I'm sorry, what?
ここはゾンビに支配された陸の孤島。生き延びるためにゾンビの謎を解き明かすのだ。
Is this an announcement for an attraction? That can't be. Today's game is already over. Hogstein's voice had replaced the announcers.
一体どういうことだ？
ゾンビってどういうことだよ。
Yeah, what's going on? With clear glee, Hogstein explained that a bunch of zombies had been released into the park. There would be more and more as time went on, until we were buried under a massive tide of them.
なんてこった。
So how do you win? Wait, that's it? Everything just changed.
最終日までゲームは一つだけ。つまり ゾンビの謎とやらを解けばゲームを完全クリアしたとみなされるわけか？
ですが勘違いしないでください。今から始まるのは残り3日間の価値を背負った最大規模のゲームなのです。
Okay. He roared with laughter.
よく言うぜ。いいかエリア、安全に休める時間は一切ないってことじゃないか。
これが侮辱への報いってわけか。
それではあなたのゲームの開幕です。どうぞ皆さん、
Wow.
終わりなき地獄をお楽しみください。
I'm really curious how this game works out. Like after you've played it once, it's like, does Mayoshi's actions, do they reflect everything, or like is it whoever your love interest is, or I don't know. Are there actually other attractions you could do if you clear the other games? I have no idea. His laughter echoed across the park until the radio clicked off. For several long minutes, no one spoke. Well, we might as well go back into the restaurant. But as I turned around, the restaurant's lights went out.
くそ。
Shido ran to the door, and the rest of us followed after him.
ダメだな。鍵をかけられた。
どうするの？ゾンビってもうそこらにいるんだよね。
落ち着け。とにかく状況の整理を。
This game definitely keeps you on your toes.
ちょっと待って。あそこに何かいる。
Huh? I followed the line of his finger.
ゾンビだ！
Wakasa said what we were all thinking. Its skin was cracked and rotting, and it moved with an odd, shuffling gait. In one hand it held a lantern, and in the other, a submachine gun. They're just like the ones from the hospital, but that's not possible.
あいつらのアトラクションは昨日爆破されたはずだろう。なん
Shinobe seemed to be thinking exactly the same thing.
とりあえず逃げるぞ。全員走れ。
走れる。
I'm fine.
手を貸して。行くよ。
As we began to run, the zombie opened fire, bullets cracking and pinging off the ground and walls around us. I concentrated on Mayoshi's hand and ran as fast as I could. They're legit firing bullets at us. That is adorable! By sticking to the shadows and moving through hidden alleys, we were able to move relatively safely. Eventually, we were able to reach an attraction that seemed to be a zombie theme. I was gonna say banned animal family. Okay. The place we found ourselves at was some sort of cute animal-themed and music-based attraction. It seemed oddly surreal given our current situation.
大丈夫。
I think so.
病み上がりで全力疾走は辛いだろう。少し休め。
Okay. Thanks.
で、目押し。どうしてお前さんまで肩で息してるんだ？
僕はすぐ落ち着く。
Naoshi was panting almost as hard as I was. He said he didn't have much stamina to begin with, but had he tired himself out more worrying about me?
それよりこれって一体どういうことなのさ？
What? What?
大声を出すな。ゾンビに見つかる。
ごめん。
Oh, he's just talking about the happy, fun animal time over here. I thought he noticed something else.
でもなんでゾンビがいるんだよ。あいつらがいた血まみれホスピタルはもうないはずなのに。
スカイ島。
Huh? He seemed to have finally gotten his breath back.
血まみれホスピタル。ゲームの方だけど、それの2作目の舞台がスカイ島なんだ。
Oh.
目押し。何か知ってることはないか？とにかく今は謎を解くヒントが欲しい。
ごめん。僕はプレイしてないんだ。
Oh, okay then.
ネオシさんでもやらないゲームってあるんだ。
You're kidding me? You know how many games are out there for the public to play?
作りが安易な手抜きだってユーザーから散々酷評されてたからね。あえて
Oh.
避けたんだ。
It was a lazy cash in.
100万本を超えた初代とは対照的に2作目は数万本しか売れなかったらしい。結局 シリーズもそこで打ち切りさ。
Makes
この
sense.
ゲームはそれを模している。そういうことか。
So they probably picked it on purpose because they knew that not as many people played it.
わからない。だけどワルドブーがスカイ島といった以上関係はあると思う。
テーマパーク全体が舞台のゲームか。むちゃくちゃな上に厄介だな。まさか今になってゾンビどもが出てくるとは。
Yeah, zombies now are kind of a bad thing.
僕がパンドラの箱を開けてしまったのか。
ありとあらゆる最悪の詰まった箱。
Thanks you, Mr.
悪くな
Literature.
い例えだ。
He grinned and tapped his finger against his forehead.
ありとあらゆるってテンションが下がるようなこと言わないでよ。
安心しろ。箱にあるのは絶望だけじゃない。
どういうこと？
どんなに絶望的な状況でも希望はどこかにあるってことさ。
Oh, this is so Danganronpa.
パンドラの箱には災悪が詰まっていた。だが全ての災いが飛び出した後、箱の片隅には一つだけ残っているものがあった。
Hope, right? Naoshi nodded.
希望は僕ら自身だ。最悪も絶望も僕らが全部吹き飛ばそう。
ほう、随分と前向きじゃないか。
みんなのおかげさ。やっと人並みってところだろうけどね。
Aww. He gave Shirabe a nervous smile.
問題は目的がまだわからないことだ。まずは何からするべきか。
なあ、とりあえずはホテルが岸についてるか見に行かないか。舞たちのことも気になる。
そうだな。ひとまず船着き場へ向かおう。
Okay, but now we're permitted to use phones and everything, which is very weird. Why did he allow that, and why would we need that again? I'm not sure.
見当たらないな。
There is no sign of the hotel. Shido-san.
いつもならもう船はついている時間だ。そこまで甘くないと思ってはいたが、やはり船は来ないようだな。
逃げ場はないか。
Aww. Shido's expression had grown dark, and I realized with the start that he must be worried about mine. It'll be okay. Mitadashi's with her, remember? He'll make sure she's safe.
お嬢ちゃん、
ホテルにいるなら問題ないだろう。むしろあそこにいた方
Yep,
が
exactly.
安全なはずだ。着岸していないならゾンビと遭遇もしない。
そうだな。すまん。年長者がこれじゃいかんな。
He took a long, slow breath, then let it out.
まずは情報を整理しよう。それから今後どう行動するかを決めるべきだ。ホテルとレストランに入れなくなった今、100% 安全だと言える場所はどこにもない。
Great.
俺たちが助かるにはこのゲームをクリアするしか道はないわけだが。
どうすればゲームが終わるのか。まずはそこだね。
All the other games had an announcement at the beginning that had some sort of hint in it. Shouldn't this one have something like that too?
アナウンスなんて言ってたっけ？
生き延びるためにゾンビの謎を解き明かせ。そう言ってた。
ゾンビの謎か。
Hongxin also said that there will be more zombies as time goes on.
ゾンビの巣窟だった血まみれホスピタルはもうないってのに、一体どこからそんな数のゾンビが現れてるんだ？
それはどこだろう？
Yeah, seriously, where?
もしかしたらそれがゾンビの謎なのかもしれない。
よし、まずやるべきことは決まったな。ゾンビの出所を解明する。
We finally have
そ
an
れが
objective.
今の最優先事項だ。
We all nodded in agreement.
それじゃあ早速動くとするか。
もちろん全員で固まって動くんだよね。 ゾンビが徘徊する中で一人とか絶対に嫌だよ僕。
そうだな。大勢で動くのはリスクもあるが、今回は仕方ないだろう。その方が周りに気も配れるし。
Hey, they don't follow horror game logic. They're like, hey, we should stick together, not each one of us go on a branching path.
それは構わんが、お嬢ちゃんを連れて行くのには反対だな。
What?
まだ本調子じゃないんだろ。最終日までとは言わんが、今夜くらいは休んでおくべきじゃないか。
確かにそうだな。まずは体調を回復させることが先決か。
僕が一緒に残るよ。
Thanks, Mayoshi.
元のゲームを知らないから今回はあまり役に立てそうにないし、何より彼女が心配だから。
Mayoshi.
それじゃあ、その組み分けでいこう。
携帯の使用は許可されたんだったな。何かあったらすぐに連絡を入れる。携帯は常に気にしておいてくれ。
分かった。
じゃあ二人とも行ってくるね。
Be careful. Wakasa grinned, Shido had nodded, and Shido simply lifted his hand in a single wave. Then they disappeared into the darkness, leaving us alone. They're gone.
今日のゲームだって彼らはたった3人でクリアしたんだ。きっと大丈夫さ。
Yeah, you're right.
見張りは僕がする。君は少し寝た方がいい。
I'm glad he's willing to look out for me, but... what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? You know what? I'm gonna take him up on it, because here's the thing, is that if more zombies are gonna be coming out later, I need to have energy. If I say no, it's gonna feel like he's not being relied upon, so I'm gonna say thanks. Thanks. Yes! Okay, made the right choice. He smiled. Fine, fine, I'll rest. Just promise to wake me up if something happens.
あ
Oh, geez, I think I bumped you. Sorry.
今気づいたんだ。いいよ、そのままで。その方が仲間みたいで僕も嬉しい。
Okay. We smiled at each other, and I felt like we were just a little bit closer. Awesome! Yay! It's working! At least the person I like isn't one that's like hating me. We hadn't noticed it, but the shadow of doom was already creeping up into our feet.
眠っちゃったわね。
What?
あれだけはしゃげばな。
僕、眠ってないよ。あら、そんなに眠そうな声を出して。眠ってもいいのよ。家まではもう少しかかるんだから。おやすみ。
He's like, alright, I'm out.
思い切って休みを取ってよかったな。
ええ、忙しいのにありがとうございます。
いや、やはりこういった時間は必要だと実感したよ。これからはなるべく時間を作ろうと思う。
Good for you.
あなた、無理なさらないでね。
I still don't know whose flashbacks these are. Stage 5, with Mayoshi in the background again. That's weird, because he was in Stage 4, and I thought that just meant that, like, I don't know, it was just a character background for that thing, but maybe it's something more significant. He looks so happy to be with me. Wow, it's really dark. I blinked my eyes and looked around, not completely awake yet. The sky was dark and the air was clear, but something felt off. It's so quiet. I wonder what time it is. I dug around in my pocket for my phone. Nothing. No texts or calls, I guess. As it turned out, it was 2 in the morning. I'd only intended to take a nap, but it looked like I slept longer than planned. It had paid off, though. I didn't feel feverish anymore. My head felt a little fuzzy, but I figured that would be gone pretty quickly. Now, where's Mayoshi? He was standing next to the tree some distance away, his arms crossed, keeping an eye on the surroundings. Hey.
あ、起きてたんだ。体調はどう？
100% good. A lot better. My fever's gone and my head doesn't hurt anymore.
そう、よかった。
Has anything happened?
特にはない。この辺りはすごく静かだよ。
Have you heard from Shido?
まだ何も。状況は気になるけど、手を煩わせるのも悪いし、こっちからもかけてない。
Yeah, if we called them, they're hiding from zombies and stuff. That would be a bad, bad day. Huh. Well, I hope they're okay. He nodded and went back to watching. I can take watch for a while if you want.
いや、僕はいいよ。
You need to rest too. Aren't you tired?
そうでもない。もともとそんなに眠る方じゃないんだ。だから夜更かしとか徹夜にも慣れてる。
Why don't you sleep?
ゲームをやっていると気づくと朝になってたなんてことも当たり前だから。のめり込むと特にね。
Whoa, that's kind of cool. I always get sleepy as soon as the sun goes down.
すごくなんてないさ。ゲームで徹夜なんて褒められたことじゃない。
He looked down and kicked at the ground. You seem to know an awful lot about games. What stuff do you play?
いや、でも君は知らないと思うよ。
I say that all the time when people are like, what do you play on your channel? It's like, probably games you don't know. Such as Sweet Fuse. They're amazing games, just not a lot of people know about them. Yeah, I guess I probably wouldn't know about anything that's not pretty mainstream, but I'd love to hear about them. There's still a lot of night left, and I just don't want to go back to sleep yet. Are you sure you don't want to tell me about your games?
今やってるのは
Here we go. Open up. Open it up.
と言ってもちょうどここに来る前日にクリアしてしまったけど、悪の魔王に支配された世界を救うためにプレイヤーは旅に出るんだ。まあ王道のストーリーさ。主人公は勇者の血を引く者たちを探すんだけど、その仲間たちがクセ者揃いでね。最初はチームワークのかけらもないんだ。だけど旅を共にしていくうちに少しずつではあるけど絆が生まれていって、やがて
Sounds kind of like us.
僕らの場合は魔王に用意された仲間だったけどね。考えてみれば前代未聞だな。そんなゲームはやったことがない。
So what about the game? What happens in the end?
ボスを倒して世界は救われる。でもその平和は見せかけのものなんだ。
Why? What? Well, did you really beat it then?
言えないね。だから周回しなくちゃならない。2周目にならないと真の
Oh god, I hate when they do stuff like
これ
that.
もよくあるシステムだよ。
This game better not do that to me. You better not be talking about this and then make me have to go through it. Huh? That sounds like a lot of work.
面倒な時もあるけど、時間が有り余ってる人間にとってはやりがいがあるよ。あと、ここに持ってきた携帯ゲームの方は探偵になって事件を解決するアドベンチャー。それもあと少しでクリアできるんだ。
Okay, he said it's a cell phone game, so it's not like he brought like a Game Boy or a PSP or something with him. And you play rhythm games too, right? Man, you're good at a lot of stuff.
うん。でも、一番好きなのは格闘ゲームかな。円卓コロシアムナイツっていうゲーム知ってる？
The name sounds kind of familiar. Oh, right. That's one of the attractions here at the park.
対戦型の格闘ゲームなんだけど、僕は今まで一度も負けたことがないんだ。
Like ever? Like even when you started learning? Or really? Really? Wow, that's amazing.
人より多くプレイしてるってだけさ。それだけやってれば当然腕も良くなる。そんな調子で連勝記録を伸ばしていたらいつの間にかネットでは格闘神なんて呼ばれるようになってた。
That's kind of awesome.
その他にも目についたゲームの大体はプレイしてる。だからジャンルとかそういうものにこだわりはないんだ。
How many games do you play?
年に100本程度かな。
Good lord, dude. Seriously? 100?
おそらくね。ちゃんと数えたことはないし、ダウンロード版やネット上でのゲームもあるから正確な本数はわからないけど。
I'm just saying, if these two become a thing, that's gonna go down quite a bit. You won't have time to play 100 games. Probably. Hopefully not. Still, that's a lot of games. Doesn't that take a lot of time?
まちまちさ。アクションやパズルゲームなら時間はそうかからないし、RPG なんかでもクリアまでが短いものも多くある。それに時間だけは余るほどあるから。
Huh?
言っただろ。
Oh, the music changed.
引きこもりだ。
Oh, he called himself a shut-in.
もう長いこと言ってない。中学に入った頃から休みがちになって、なんとか 卒業して高校にも入学はしたけど、出席日数が足りずに結局中退した。
Wow.
それからはずっと家にこもってる。だからゲームをする時間だけはいくらでもあるんだ。寝て起きてゲームをして、時には眠ることもせずにゲームをし続ける。毎日その繰り返しさ。
There's gonna be two types of people right now. There's types of people that are like, oh god, that's so terrible. And other people are like, yes, I want that life. I want to just sleep, eat, and play games all day. That would be amazing. But at the same time, I think if you did that like day in, day out, it would get really, really kind of like depressing almost. Because like, I mean, for the first like 3 or 4 days, you'd be solid, you know, you're playing whatever you want. And then like after like 3 months of just doing nothing but that, you might start to feel a little lonely. Ooh. Okay. I think I'm gonna ask him why he stays inside. I think he plays games because he has nothing else to do, but if he had the option to do other things on top of that, he would. So why do you stay inside all the time?
それは
He shuddered slightly, like he was cold. Then he turned away.
興味を持ってくれるのは嬉しいけど、それは
Dang it.
言えない。
Dang it, he doesn't trust me yet. Oh, I still got a heart bomb. He barely managed to get the words out, and I couldn't bring myself to press him further. Maybe I shouldn't have asked about that. Sorry. He shook his head and apologized too. My phone! It's Shirabe! Hello? It's Shirabe. Hello? All I could hear from the other end was rough, crackling static. What's wrong? Is the connection bad? I can barely hear him. What? Shido's on? Where'd he go? Okay then. Shirabe! Shirabe! It went dead.
シドさんが消えたってどういうこと？
I don't know. The connection was so bad and I could only make out about half of what he said. But I think Shirabe was running from someone or something.
ゾンビだろうね。
I heard gunshots on the other end of the call. Miyoshi was probably right.
他に何か分かったことは？
He mentioned a bazaar, but I don't know what that is or why he was talking about it.
バザール？そんな名前のアトラクションあったかな？もう歩ける？
Huh? Yeah, I'm fine.
じゃあとりあえず案内板を見に行こう。エリアの確認をしたい。調べさんたちに何が起こってるのかも気になる。
Yeah, good idea.
案内板は広場にあったはずだ。行こう。
Whew, I hope everybody's okay. I really hope everybody's okay. On our way to the plaza, we passed by the remains of the hospital. Hogstein had blown it up when we failed the game on the 3rd day, and there was nothing left. Instead of a building, there was a gaping, blackened hole in the ground. I'd been too disoriented when we first escaped to really grasp what had happened, but I was shocked. But I looked at it now and a shiver went up my spine. Miraculously, no one had died, although Mitarashi had gotten hurt. Well, perhaps not miraculously. If Urabe hadn't told us about the hidden door, we all would have died. I shivered again.
平気？
Oh, yeah, sorry. He looked at me for a moment and frowned worriedly. I remembered with a start that Miyoshi had been the one to shield me from the explosion. He'd saved me so much, I was having trouble keeping it all straight.
まずい、こっち。
Huh? He grabbed my arm and pulled me into some trees before I could spot what had spooked him.
頭下げて。そのまま隠れてて。
He moved around in front of me. Then I heard it, the ominous shuffling footsteps of a zombie. It took me a moment to spot it in the darkness, but once I did, it was unmistakable. No matter how many times I saw them, the zombies were creepy as heck. If he spots us, he'll open fire and we'll be toast. I held my breath, and Miyoshi stood perfectly still as we waited for the zombie to move past.
もう大丈夫かな。
After looking around carefully to make sure the zombie was gone, we stepped out of the
も
trees.
しかしたら血まみれホスピタルの跡地からゾンビが湧いてるんじゃとも思ったけど、そんな様子はない。一体ゾンビはどこから出現してるん
I
だ。
have no idea. Finally,
3時を過ぎてる。思ったよりも時間を食った。
those zombies are everywhere. We had to keep quiet whenever we saw one, and we always were always to be on our toes. So even a short distance had taken a long time to cover. Here's the map. Let's see. Bazaar. Bazaar.
あった。これだ。入場ゲートから広場までを結んでるエリアがバザールプラネットというらしい。
That's right. I remember a shopping mall on the inside at the front
行
gate.
ってみよ
Yeah. We headed off again, keeping a sharp eye out for zombies. I hope we make it in time. It didn't take us long to reach Bazaar Planet. Unsurprisingly, it had sort of a space theme, with the images of stars and planets everywhere. It's quiet. That doesn't seem right.
う。ゾンビがいないのは助かるけど、この分だと調べさんたちもいなさそうだ。
Maybe he was talking about something else.
電話が切れた時、調べさんは何かが来たって言ってたんだよね。だとしたら、その何かから逃げるために また別の場所へ移動した可能性が高い。とにかくみんなの安否が分かるような手がかりでもあればいいんだけど。
Well, it doesn't look like there are any zombies. Should we split up and search?
それがいい。でも念のため、あまり離れないようにしよう。
We began the search, never letting the other out of our sight. All the stores seemed to be locked, so it wasn't likely they'd run into one of them. I began searching the ground for any sort of clue. Wait, there's something here. Miyoshi, come over here.
何かあった？
These are Shido's, aren't they? It was a pair of his sunglasses, but the lenses were cracked and the frame was bent. I don't think he just dropped them.
この辺りに落ちてたの。
That's not good. Yeah, right where you're standing.
見える。ここの地面。
Huh? Huh? I followed the line of his finger. Oh no.
多分結婚だと思う。
What? On the ground were several dots of dark red liquid. What happened?
機関銃の音だ。
It's not stopping. I think it's coming from over there.
バザールプラネットの右にあるのは円卓コロシアムナイツ4だ。行ってみよう。
We hurried toward the gunfire. Good God, this game is intense. Oh, I think this is the game he was talking about, right? After the sustained gunfire, the silence felt like a sudden aftermath of a horrible storm. We didn't see any zombies, but Shirabe and the others were nowhere to be seen either. Just like before, we split up to search the area. Over here! When he ran over, I pointed to one of the pillars.
これ銃痕だ。
Yeah, then there was a fight here.
銃痕があるのはこの柱だけだね。ここに誰かが隠れて、それを狙いゾンビが銃を乱射ってところかな。
We began to examine the ground around the pillar for more blood. Miyoshi picked something up and held it out toward me.
お菓子の箱が落ちてた。潰れてて分かりにくいけど、
Uh-oh.
調べさんがいつも持ってたものと同じだ。
It was dirty and smashed, like someone had stepped on it. But there was no doubt that it was Shirabe's. I could see a few broken snacks inside. First Shido, and now Shirabe?
多分ね。逃げ切れたのか捕まったのかは分からないけど、あの人がお菓子を落とすなんてよほど非常事態だったんだと思う。でもそうなると気になるのは若狭くんだ。
If Shido had disappeared and something else happened to Shirabe, then Wakasa was probably alone. I hoped he was alright.
何にしても手がかりがなくなったね。これからどうする？
Miyoshi's eyes suddenly widened, and he grabbed my arms and hauled me behind one of the pillars. I opened my mouth to protest when... The air erupted in gunfire, and I heard the splintering crack of bullets slamming into the pillar. A zombie had found us. If I'd gotten behind the pillar even a second later, I'd have been turned into Swiss cheese. I swallowed hard and tried not to think about it. Huh? The firing stopped? Miyoshi peered around the pillar.
カートリッジを交換してる。さっきと今の乱射で弾が切れたんだ。
If we were going to escape, this was our only chance. Miyoshi took my arm and we leapt from behind the pillar. We ran as fast and as hard as we could, and with every step, I expected to hear the gun start firing again. Somehow, we managed to escape, and once we were far enough away, we slowed down. There didn't seem to be any zombies nearby, and we both let out a sigh of relief. We were standing in front of Moonlight Ox. It felt oddly calm, and the whole attraction was lit up, filling the sky with bright light. Escaping this attraction on the fourth day caused our current predicament. Hogstein had extended his punishment to everyone else, and now we were all running for our lives. In other words, it was my fault that my friends were in danger. Gah. My chest felt tight, and hot tears pricked at the corners of my eyes, but I gritted my teeth and forced them back. Crying wasn't going to help anything. For all I knew, Shirabe, Shido, and Wakasa were safe. Unfortunately, my body had other ideas, and despite my best efforts, tears began to trickle down my cheeks. I felt silly and weak, and tried to wipe them off before Miyoshi would notice.
この辺りは安全かな。どうしたの?
He noticed. He stopped suddenly when he turned to look at me and saw that I was crying. My eyes were so full of tears that I could barely see his face. I'm sorry. All of this is my fault.
君のせい。何の話?
Yesterday, I abandoned the game and now everybody's in danger. This is all my fault. The tears wouldn't stop, no matter how many times I wiped them away. And at last, I gave up and crouched down on the ground in a miserable ball. I heard Miyoshi's footstep come closer. Crying was just gonna make him worry, but instead of helping me pull myself together, the thought just made me cry harder.
Saki.
I felt his hands on my shoulders. Even though I could feel him shaking, his grip was firm. I stood.
顔を上げて。
I looked up and found myself staring into his eyes.
行こう。僕たちに後ろを向いてる時間はないんだ。
But... I started to sob again.
みんななら大丈夫だ。彼らは強い。君だってそれは知ってるはずだろ。
I nodded.
自分のせいだって君がそう思ってしまう気持ちもわかる。僕にもそういう時があったから。
Really?
もうずっと昔の話さ。今の君のように、これは僕のせいだと自分を責めた僕は、そんな気持ちを抱えたまま逃げたんだ。いや、少し違うな。今だって僕は逃げ続けてる。
He smiled bitterly and shrugged.
そんな僕だからこそ君に言いたいんだ。自分のしたことに後悔してるなら、なおさら前向きになるべきだよ。
Good for you.
悲観してたって
That's some good advice.
前には進めないから。だから今は前へ進もう。
Aww.
君には僕がついてる。
Yay. His gaze was steady and serious. It slowly dawned on me that he'd never looked at me like that before. You don't say I hope everyone's okay. Are you kidding me? Thanks. He smiled softly and nodded. Yeah, this isn't the time to be crying. If I had time to mope, then I had time to beat this game. That's what's going to help my friends, not feeling sorry for myself. My sobbing had reduced to a sniffle, and finally, with a few deep breaths, it was gone completely.
もう大丈夫。
Yeah, thanks. Miyoshi? You called me Saki.
ごめん。つい嫌だった かな。
No, no. It was nice. Hey, is it okay if I call you Kota? Uh-oh.
いいけど少し恥ずかしいな。そんな風に呼ばれたことないから。
Then I'm the first one. I feel kind of special. I grinned. A pretty good recovery, if I do say so myself. Then my phone rang. Oh, it's Wakasa. Hello?
今どこにいるの？早く来て！見つけたんだ！
What? His voice exploded out of the phone in a non-stop stream of words. That didn't disguise the fact that his voice was shaking, and it sounded like he was crying. Just with like with Shirabe, the signal seemed to be bad. Just calm down. Where are you? Samurai Fantasy 7, right? What about the others? Are they with you? Oh my god.
若狭くんなんて。
I'm not sure, but I think we should get over there and fast. He sounded like he was crying.
指導さんたちは。
I could barely hear him, but I think Wakasa's alone. I don't know where Shirabe and Shido went. He's probably at Samurai Fantasy 7. He said he found something, but he didn't say what.
とにかく行ってみよう。指導さんたちに何があったのかも気になるし、彼を一人にしておくのも心配だ。武士道ファンタジー7はこのエリアの隣だったはずだ。
Yeah. Hold on, Wakasa, we're coming. Oh my god.
誰もいない。
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this episode here. I know that the last episode was right around an hour, but I feel like we're coming to something really big, and if I don't stop it now, I'm not gonna be able to stop it for a very long time. So, we'll go ahead and end this episode here, and we'll find out what's going on with everybody, and hopefully uncover what's going on with the zombies in the next episode. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MA&J. He wasn't gonna let mine go. I felt my hands falling into fists. He doesn't listen to us at all, and barely follows his own rules, just makes stuff up as he goes along. He's all excited about offing someone else? That's awful. What a jerk. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna blow up on him. Putting a little girl like mine in that kind of danger, it's just... Seriously. I will snap at him, I don't care.